engineers and the Central and Southern Florida Flood Control District won't waste any time getting the job done, however, once appropriations are made. Westward from the St. Johns, the Kissimmee River flows south into Lake Okeechobee. Its headwaters are a chain of lakes connected by a number of canals. Work's now underway, which will enlarge these canals to permit a more rapid removal of floodwaters to Lake Okeechobee. And that means enlarging, controlling, and straightening this famous crooked river so that it can take the water smoothly all the way down to the big waters of Lake Okeechobee. The whole thing, the complete project, once only lines on a map, pencil tracings on paper, is slowly becoming reality, as real as steel and concrete. Slowly, yes, because programs of this immense size take time, they take people and money, and the heart and the will to see that it all comes true. Is it worth it? Well, that's an easy one. Look around Central and Southern Florida today, and what do you see? For one thing, you see cattle country, an empire that has fast become a leader in livestock. Wrangling's no longer confined to the west. The lush grasses of this green district graze some of the finest livestock in America. Cattle that grows fat without supplemental food come winter or summer. Why, they've even got some of the fanciest rodeos this side of the Wyoming Trail. Fancier, maybe. This may be Florida, but these fellas are no beachcombers. They're cowboys. Just ask those dogies out there. So it's cattle country, but that's just part of it. When you've got soil like this is, black and fertile and deep, you can really grow things. For these always have been real farmlands. The soil, the sunshine, the perfect year-round temperatures have always been here, and so have the rich crops. But the risk has been here too. The gamble against the elements, the probability that the rain would take everything you've grown, everything you've done, and literally turn it into water. Look at it. Once upon a time, this may have been underwater, and later it could have been dried out as stiff as a rag on a clothesline. Now it's lush all the time, and the harvests that come out of these warm soils feed many millions of people all over our nation. Out of this land come the many crops of fresh vegetables each winter, when most of the rest of the nation is generally too cold for such produce. New York, South Bend, Minneapolis, they've got at least one thing in common: fresh vegetables from Central and Southern Florida. Flowers from Florida, too. Many a florist sells bouquets that stem from the large commercial flower industries in South Florida. It's surprising how many different crops these rich low soils can grow. This one, for instance, Ramie, R-A-M-I-E, an ancient fiber product that used to be exclusively grown in China and India. Famous for its long-wearing qualities, Ramie is used not only for cloth, but also for the manufacture of rope and cordage. And of course, you could say Florida is the fruit basket for America. Certainly, the 135 million boxes of citrus fruits it ships each year supplies a substantial portion of the country, not to mention the fruits that go into the can instead. Make no mistake about it, Central Florida has always been a picture of bright orange and yellow against the green of its groves. But control of the waters that were once a constant source of costly damage, has now added millions of dollars to citrus income alone, and, most important, has brought more fruit for more people at cheaper prices all over America. Another tremendous benefit from water controls is the attraction of new industry. Before, you couldn't expect manufacturers to select sites that were apt to be flooded or where they might not get water when they needed it. Now they've come, and how they've come, bringing with them thousands of jobs and millions of dollars of additional income. If it weren't for the flood control project, many of them wouldn't be here. Although work on the project has really only begun, results are already too good to be ignored. $50 million in crop damages has been saved. $50 million. This in only a few years of operation of a partially completed project. Think how much more will be saved. How many more hundreds of millions of dollars in the endless future before us. When you get past the saving, think of the making. The livestock industry, for instance, growing even more fantastically since the project was started, is contributing considerably to the assets of the area. So is industry, by millions each year. More tourists have come. Cities have grown. Sport has been better than ever. Families safer than ever. As in all projects of this kind, the Army engineers have a method of figuring the advantages. It's called a benefit to cost ratio, a term for the comparison of benefits to costs, benefits that can be expected to occur to the people and to their land. Latest reports to Congress show that in the Central and Southern Florida project, there is now a benefit to cost ratio of 4 to 1. For every dollar being spent, $4 are coming back. That's a 400% return guaranteed by documented facts. And as any businessman knows, you can't do much better than that. The work goes on. The drilling, the digging, the placing, the forming. It goes on with the sure and complete knowledge that every dollar, every man-hour of labor will be repaid several times over. There's a long way to go yet. The major part of the entire plan for Central and Southern Florida is yet to be done. But the very economics, the long-range benefits that have already come from what has been done are stark testimony to the need for such progress. Flood control must proceed as fast as humanly possible so that everyone, not only in this particular 15,000 square miles of land, but everyone everywhere can share in the rich results of man's mastery of the elements. Then it shall be that water, once the fierce, uncompromising enemy of this long, wide, low-lying land, will become its greatest ally. The rains may come, but there will be no fear in them. They are the waters of Florida's unfolding destiny, the bright promise of Florida's glowing future.